Hi boys and girls, I am so excited that you're watching this video for Wit and Wisdom. Today we're going to be doing lesson 20, boys and girls. What lesson? Get ready. Yes, lesson 20. So let's go ahead and get started. Today, for Tuesday, March 31st, 2020, we are going to be talking a little bit more about the story Adelita. We're going to be talking about what an opinion paragraph contains and a little bit more about an introduction. Let's go ahead and move on. So our essential question for module 4, the question that we are going to be answering at the end of this module. Why do people admire Cinderella? And our focusing question, why do people admire Adelita? And Pear Blossom, our content framing question, what is the central message of Adelita? And our craft question, what do I need to include in an opinion paragraph? So, welcome. I want you to listen to the following sentences. If the sentence is describing a cold feeling, I want you to shiver. If the sentence is describing a warm feeling, I want you to fan yourself to show you're hot. Okay, I'm going to be reading each sentence. After each sentence, you either shiver or fan yourself. What are you going to do after each sentence? Get ready. That's right, shiver or fan yourself. And then we are going to check our answers, all right? So, these sentences do belong to this story, to Adelita. Let's start with the first one. Qué frías son. They're cold ones, Esperanza said. Get ready. Page 9. Because she knew that Esperanza loved her, Adelita's heart stayed as warm as the fire in the hearth. Get ready. Page 11. Then, in an icy voice, she spoke to Adelita. Get ready. Page 19. Adelita's heart was full as well, and all the meanness she had suffered over the years began to melt. Get ready. Now let's check our answers. These sentences described warm words on page 9. Because she knew that Esperanza loved her, Adelita's heart stayed as warm as the fire in the hearth. On page 19, Adelita's heart was full as well, and all the meanness she had suffered over the years began to melt. So these sentences were describing Adelita's heart. If you were right and you found yourself on these sentences, go ahead and give yourself 2 snaps. Awesome. Let's move on. These sentences described cold words. Page 6. Qué frías son. They're cold ones, Esperanza said. On page 11. Then, in an icy voice, she spoke to Adelita. Boys and girls, the cold words describe the stepmother and stepsisters. So if you shivered when you heard these sentences, you were correct. Give yourself 2 snaps. Awesome. Now, what do you notice who each temperature word describes? Look at the first one, warm, and look at the second one, cold. Who do they each describe? Who's the first character and who are the characters below the first character? Get ready. Let's find out. The warm words describe the good characters and the cold words describe the evil characters. Adelita, good character. Stepsisters, evil characters. Now, how do we figure out the central message of a story? How? What do we do before we come up with the central message of the story? Now remember, the central message is what the story, important words the story wants us to know. A message that the story wants to send out to us. So, in order to find the central message, we need to look at the important evidence in the story to figure out what the important message of the story is. So, the most important events are what are going to lead us to find out the important message of a story. These actions listed on this slide are things that we noticed when we read the story Adelita. I'm going to read them, okay? So follow along with me if you can. Point, go ahead and follow as I read. The first bullet, Adelita was good and helped Esperanza in the kitchen. Adelita offered for Esperanza to share her room and food. Esperanza helped Adelita go to the fiesta. The prince fell in love with Adelita. The evil stepmother tried to ignore Adelita, but Javier recognized her in her rebozo. The rebozo is the little cape that Adelita wore around her. Adelita and Javier asked her stepmother's permission to marry, and the stepmother had to agree. Adelita and Javier were married and lived happily ever after. These were the main events that made up this story. They were very important in this story. Okay? Now, based on those actions, what do you think is the central message of Adelita? We've talked about central messages for the other stories that we have read. And every time we talk about a central message, they are words that teach us something. Okay? And for this story, the central message is good wins over evil. Can everybody say the central message? Get ready. Right. Who was the one that lived happily ever after? Adelita or her stepmom and stepsisters? Get ready. That's right. Was she ever mean to them just because they were mean to her? Get ready. You're right. She was never mean to them, even though they treated her bad. So our central message, good wins over evil. Now that we just looked at evidence from the story to find the central message, we are going to go ahead and see how we look at evidence for an opinion paragraph. So we had talked about the different things an opinion paragraph should have. Okay, who remembers Oreo? Awesome. So Oreo, why do we call it Oreo once again? Well, because O, the first O, is for opinion statement. Your opinion statement goes first, then a reason, one or two reasons why you think that opinion, then your opinion conclusion. All right? So O-re-O. Today you're going to learn about another component. Another component is another part of the opinion paragraph. The introduction. The what? Get ready. Yes, introduction. Why are introductions important in opinion paragraphs? Let's find out. So this is an introduction. First, say the word with me. Get ready. Introduction. An introduction introduces the topic. Writing an introduction is important because it helps the reader understand what the paragraph is going to be about. It also makes a reader want to read more. Now, the introduction goes above your opinion statement. If you look at the screen, you have Oreo right here under that yellow circle or that yellow oval. And at the top is your introduction. It always goes first. Okay? And what does it do? What does an introduction do? Get ready. Yes, an introduction introduces the topic. It tells you what that opinion paragraph is going to be about. Now, Let's go ahead and echo read the paragraph in blue. On my signal, we're going to echo read. We're going to read it together. Get ready? I think Esperanza is helpful. Esperanza shows Adelita her mother's clothes. She helps Adelita in the kitchen. That is why I think Esperanza is helpful. Good job reading the paragraph. Now, one way to write an introduction is to include the title of the story, and another way is to include the details from the story. Here are some sentence starters. Now, here are some sentence starters. Let's go ahead and choral read them. The first one. We read the story, blank, and then blank is a character in blank. What words should we add to create an introduction sentence? If I wanted to use those sentence starters, what words do you think we should add? Maybe we can add, we read the story, Adelita, and then Esperanza is a character in Adelita, right? Those are possible answers that we can possibly use. Why? Because we're talking about Esperanza. Now, here is our exit ticket. Now, use the paragraph and the sentence starters below to complete your introduction for the paragraph. So in a sheet of paper, boys and girls, you are going to complete the sentence starters, right? You can send a picture to me by the end of the day for a grade, right? So don't forget to send your picture. I think Esperanza is helpful. Esperanza shows Adelita her mother's clothes. She helps Adelita in the kitchen. That is why I think Esperanza is helpful. Here are the two sentence starters I want you to use in your journal or paper. You're going to fill them in on each blank. Let me go over them. We read the story, blank. Blank is a character in blank. So go ahead and press pause and write your exit ticket. All right, let's continue. So our deep dive, today we're going to focus on one part of the opinion writing rubric, right? It's called sentence formation. Can everyone say sentence formation with me? Get ready. Good job. Now look at the sentence below. What do you notice about the sentence? Look at the sentence. What do you notice? Get ready. All right, that's right. I also noticed that it doesn't start with the capital letter. Did you also notice that it doesn't have punctuation? Awesome. That's right. It's missing a capital letter on mom, and it's missing a period at the end. It's not complete. It does not have a capital letter at the beginning or a punctuation mark at the end. We were right. Now, today we will learn about words in a sentence that need a capital letter. Now, here is a little chart that says using capital letters. The sight word, I like dogs. People and pet names also include capital letters. Months of the year, days of the week, names of places, holiday names, and the beginning of sentences. If you ever need to go back to find out what type of words need capital letters, this is a perfect little chart for you to look at. Let's practice. I want you to take out your journal pages and your pencil, okay? Now, I'm going to give you 20 seconds to write your name and date at the top of the paper. Number your paper 1 through 5, and then we're going to look at different sentences. So go. Now, we're going to look at different sentences. You are only going to write the word that needs a capital letter. Are you going to write everything? Get ready. No. What's the only thing you're writing? Get ready. The word that needs a capital letter. You're right. Okay, number 1. Does the sentence have one of the following? It could be a month, an I, names, titles, or start of sentences. It was nice of you. It was nice of you to help me. Write what word is missing the capital letter. Go. What did you write? Get ready. That's right, it. Number 2. My favorite book is Fly Guy. What did you write? Get ready. Yes, my. Number 3. Do you live in Indiana? What did you write? Get ready. Indiana. Good job. Stop right there. I want you to go back to number 2. If you thought of writing Fly Guy with capital letters, you're right, because those are titles. That's a title. Fly Guy is the title of a book. Good job. So if you wrote mine, perfect. And if you also wrote Fly Guy, good job. Now let's go to number 4. Our science unit was titled Weather. Right. What did you write? Get ready. Good job. R. And good job. Number 5. I can't wait for Grandparents' Day. What did you write? Get ready. Good job. You wrote I. Now, also, if you look at Grandparents' Day, is Grandparents' Day the name of a special day? It is. So you would also capitalize the G on Grandparents' Day. I am going to press enter and you are going to see the different letters that should be capitalized on these sentences. So the ones with the red, like we had gone over, number 1, it. Number 2, M on my, F on fly, G on guy, because Fly Guy is the title of a book name. I on Indiana on number 3, O on R on number 4, and W on weather on number 4 as well, because weather was the title of the science unit. And then on number 5, I, G for grandparents, and D for day, because Grandparents' Day is the holiday. Okay, and our land. What was the central message of Adelita? Let's see who remembers. Get ready. Yes, good wins over evil. Awesome job today in our first lesson online. You all did amazing. I'm totally sure you did. Now, in the next lesson, you're going to write an introduction for an opinion paragraph about the story Adelita. Awesome. Thank you, boys and girls.